Hi, this is attorney David Gibbs with the National Center for Life and Liberty. As the Biden administration has now signed over 42 executive orders and actions, there has been a dramatic shift of policy across the nation. In this episode, we're going to discuss your organization's statement of faith and code of conduct and how these policies are critical documents for your church or ministry in the changing times in which we now live. The First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States states that government is prohibited from the establishment of religion and from infringing upon the free exercise of it. The interesting point of intersection is where the First Amendment intersects with employment law. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits employment discrimination based on religion, except when the employer is a religious corporation, association, or society. Churches meet this requirement easily, with the understanding that a church is, by its nature, a religious corporation. However, the question has been asked if a charity or a not-for-profit organization that has a religious mission and purpose can also be exempt. Several courts have been asked to determine whether a Christian ministry or nonprofit is exempt from the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and should be provided the protections of the First Amendment. To answer this question, the court must determine if the corporation is one of a religious nature. One of the ways that the court will make this determination is if all employees sign or affirm a statement of faith and code of conduct that in essence agrees to the organization's religious beliefs. In light of these court decisions, and in the times we now live, we encourage ministries to have a written code of conduct and statement of faith in place, ensuring the protections afforded by the First Amendment that they would be honored on behalf of your ministry. You can download a template at ncll.org/essential policies. Let's discuss what each of these policies should be and how they should be implemented. What is a code of conduct? A code of conduct is a policy that dictates the behaviors of your employees or those your ministry serves. This can include young people in your Christian school, clients of a rescue mission, children placed in a daycare, or anyone who interacts with any other ministry program. Why do we recommend a code of conduct? A code of conduct is a universally understood concept by businesses, regulators, and lawmakers. For instance, the SEC requires a code of conduct for certain types of businesses to comply with federal regulations, particularly those in banking. Similarly, judges have a code of conduct that they must follow, which requires that judges maintain the high standards of conduct necessary to uphold the integrity of their position in the judiciary. As ministry leaders, we ask our pastoral or staff members to uphold the high standards of conduct necessary to represent the mission of Jesus Christ and the gospel with which we are called to proclaim. These standards can and should be set in a written document that clearly articulates what is expected of each staff member. Those who participate in ministry activities can also be required to adhere to a code of conduct or not be allowed to participate. Remember clearly, participation is a privilege, not a right. Those who are enrolled in your Christian school, daycare, or after-school programs can be required to participate under the parameters outlined in the Code of Conduct. These standards should be modified from those written for staff members, but they can set the standards for conduct while participating in the ministry program. To download a Code of Conduct template, go to, again, ncll.org/essential policies. What is a statement of faith? A statement of faith is essentially what it says, an articulation of the shared beliefs that all participants in the ministry hold. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the EEOC, defines these beliefs as sincerely held. The statement of faith for your ministry defines these sincerely held beliefs and provides affirmation that the employees of your organization do in fact share these same beliefs. Why should you have a statement of faith? The court held in EEOC versus Mississippi College that if a religious institution provides convincing evidence that the employment practices result from sincerely held beliefs, the EEOC has no longer any jurisdiction to investigate further. Many churches and ministries have their employees sign a statement stating that they have read and affirmed the ministry's statement of faith. This action provides the protection noted in the court's decision. What should be in your statement of faith? At the NCLL, we recommend that your statement of faith articulate what your ministry believes, not, my friend, necessarily what your ministry does not believe. For example, a list of negative behaviors does not necessarily help define sincerely held beliefs. For instance, we would recommend that you state your ministry holds to the fact that all life is valued and should be protected. This statement is conclusive and provides a foundational belief. Your statement of faith does not need to include every alternative belief that would demonstrate a lack of value for life. As we watch our culture continue to move away from God's Word and His truth, the list of what we don't believe is changing and morphing and growing every day. At the NCLL, we want to see your ministry experience maximum ministry with minimum liability. Please spend time ensuring your code of conduct and statement of faith accurately represents your ministry and have a process that your employees affirm these policies. This ensures your ministry continues to enjoy the protections afforded by the First Amendment to our United States Constitution. Remember, you can send your policies to info@ncll.org, and our legal team will review them to help ensure you're covered in all of the necessary areas of concern.